Look at this lady over here. She's like, what the fuck?
What is your car?
It's a Racebar.
It's a bar?
Yeah.
Is it legal?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do? You drive people around and have them drink in the bar?
Well, sort of. We race around and there is a bar, but it's in the car, but not all the time. Only after the race.
What do you mean the race?
The race, like we go to racetracks and we race. That's a typical like race bar reaction. What is this?
You can't tell if it's like maybe a derby car or it's just a junker or if it actually stands for something. I tell them it's an endurance racer car that parties.
The idea of our team is you have to be able to draw a good penis on the competitor's car with hair on the balls and shooting off. If you can't do that, you don't belong on the team.
Novice racing, like, yeah, we're gonna have novices. It's a divisive issue. There's a lot of people who are up in arms about it. Some people want licenses that require experience, and some people say, no, we're a novice racing league, we're open to everybody. It's okay to not be good at it, because nobody else is either.
A lot of these race car guys, when they get out here, are so bent on winning that they lose sight of like the fun of the sport. If it happens to explode, like on the first lap, then, well, we got our beer tap and we got our barbecue going, so we just hang out and have a great time.
We have two cars now. So we have Racebar and Laser Shark. Laser Shark, in all purposes, it looks much closer to the race cars that the other people drive.
After the last race, they said we need a new engine. And I said, I think I know where one is. Instead of getting an engine, we got a whole race car. $500, I couldn't go wrong. That model is an E24. They're known as Sharks. And without even thinking about the Austin Powers thing, I said, how about Laser Shark? This guy, Nigel, started drawing up on his iPad. Nigel came over at 10 o'clock every night for 5 days straight and stayed till 3 a.m. I assume he got baked every night. We have the unicorn in there, pooping rainbows. We have Chuck Norris flying on an eagle. And Bob Ross. Bob Ross is riding the unicorn.
A lot of the people who've joined our team for this upcoming race, they've signed up to race Laser Shark. And I think that they're going to be sorely disappointed. This is an opportunity for the underdog to prove itself, I suppose.
Don't forget the meat.
Three
You better not forget the meat.
3 cases of water, all of those buns, which is a lot of buns, like some snacks and groceries, and oh my gosh, all of this stuff. It's like $150, that's it.
Are you kidding me right now?
Do it again, Peter, do it again. I would say Racebar has given us the courage, if you will, to be true to who we originally were growing up and continuing that today while still managing our responsibilities as fathers or husbands. Hold on, Peter, we gotta load this toolbox. This is literally like the worst part about, I think, this whole race is the loading and unloading. Just the toolbox.
I'm gonna help you, Daddy.
You're gonna help? Can you pull it? You got a handle to pull it? There you go. Flip it right over. Oh, here. This isn't gonna work, Peter. You need to watch out because your feet are gonna get run over. Oh, yeah! Woo! I think we're getting good at this. I wish you'd have seen the first few times we did this.
If he wasn't doing this, he'd be doing something more outrageous, I think. I think he'd be like doing plane racing or something that'd be way more dangerous, I think. Like, I didn't know him in college. Pat knew him in college. And apparently there's certain periods of his college days that I don't even know about, so.
As you get older, like, things change. And I never understood as a little kid, is like, how do things change? Like, how are these fun things I'm doing now? How do these go away? The wonderment as to what's going to happen next, or what the next adventure is, or what's going to happen if I take this apart, or if I turn this wrench, or if I drive this dirt bike, you know, over that ramp. You know, what's going to happen? And I could never understand how adults could be so, like, they could lose that sense of adventure, and how kids my age, how we were just full of life. So we're putting the meat on the smokers. We got 140 pounds of pork shoulder to smoke for 20 hours. Now, we're going to serve 220 people. That's the goal anyway. Racing is like a primal instinct that comes out in you when you're racing. If you pass a car, it's like killing an animal.
I've slayed a Chevy Cavalier.
I think it's important for each person in a relationship and in a family to have something like this. I can tell you I've had issues with it in the past, but I think if I step back and think about it, I think it's more of, I'm really jealous that he and his friends have this together. I think I need to go out and find my own race bar, essentially.
I'm doing some very important cosmetic lighting here, which we've tried to do 3 times, but for some reason the sticky tape just never sticks to the bottom of the bumper. So I'm using some kind of massively strong Gorilla Tape to hopefully hold it. It'll probably fall off in the middle of the race and drag around for a while and then get run over and fly away and be gone forever. But you know, gives me something to do.
So this is tech inspection, I've been told. The car has to pass tech or you can't race it.
Laser Shark almost didn't pass tech. Our guys, these are guys that I've never met before. They came together for the mutual acquaintances. They came together, they found a piece of metal in a trash can. They cut it up and they welded gussets onto the roll cage, and they got us to pass tech.
Nowadays, with the kids being able to just order cookie cutter cars, I think that's taken a lot of the fun out of it. They just don't know the basics of this, and I think that's where ChampCar comes in, where they can have fun with the cars. They can do things that the other series won't allow you to do, like adding a keg to the back of the car.
A kegerator built in. Well, Hager, you coming out tonight? Somebody said you were. I think you should. Big party. 6 p.m. starts the Racebar kegger. We've got 120 pounds of pulled pork.
Tell us a little about the cars.
Well, it's not so much about the cars per se. It's about the Racebar lifestyle. We show up, we kind of race a little bit. The car blows up. Come here about 3 in the morning and you're going to see like carnage out here. This is just the beginning. Good morning, race barists. We are up and awake. It is 7 in the morning. Let's see what we got going in the RV. Yoo-hoo, sleepyhead. Let me get a race bar. Huh? Let me get a race bar yell. Race bar.
It's the
ChampCar Endurance Series presented by RVA Graphics and Wraps, the Lifeline 24-hour classic at VIR.
We're going to take you on a hot lap around this amazing track. We got to get set up properly for turn 3, where we brush the brakes, we're braking and turning, really carrying a ton of speed.
What's the max speed for both cars? I don't know what wheel and speedometer is.
Get your headphones and you're wearing the right clothes. So okay, you're all set. This is normal. Like, go ahead. You're fine. Okay. This is normal. Like, the guy who's getting ready, like, you lose your mind. Like, you're like, where's my, I need my water. And then you're like, what do I need? I don't know what I need to do. Like, you need somebody to help you. He's like, you'll run down there and you'll be like missing something. Woo!
Normally it takes a lot for me to have an adrenaline rush, but this, being on the track with 60 to 80 of your closest friends, and you have almost no experience.
We're happy to even make it to the track and run one lap with the car. That's like winning to us.
Can't race with this back here.
I'm Face Punch. I'm kind of a team social chair. You wouldn't know because I wasn't at the fucking party last night. The whole point of the team, we're here to have fun. We do fun. That's what we do better than everybody else does. We got 20 drivers and none of us are all that good. Win or lose, we're all losers together. Primordial Racebar battle cry on 3. 1, 2, 3.
We ran the practice laps and we didn't put any gas in the car afterwards. So it's like out of gas already. We're starting the race on a good foot, you guys.
Start of the race. We forgot to put gas in the race bar. So Racebar started the race with no gas. So the car came in, pitted for gas, we got gas. We had a crimp, a little like electrical crimp that failed, and the engine died. We fixed it, got the car back out. Short time later, we thought it was a slave cylinder on the clutch. So we replaced the slave cylinder after sending a runner to AutoZone to get a part, came back, got the part in, got back on the track, the clutch went out, came back in, so then we had a huge job to do.
We have like spare parts of everything except for the one thing I need.
Center? Yeah, just a little bit that way, a little bit like that, a little more. All right. Let me just gently influence you.
See our cooked clutch here? It's supposed to have like
Hey, can somebody hand me a 19?
that on there.
19
It's
socket.
supposed to have like actual clutch material and it just exploded and burned off and vanished.
All clear? All right.
Ding ding ding. Race bar's done.
I built Racebar with Pat. That's my baby. Every dent, every scratch, every nick and paint mark and duct tape, every piece on that car has a memory attached to it.
Racing is a very prestigious community. All these expensive cars. It takes a lot of money to get a car and make it into a race car. We're trying to kind of make that available to just about anybody, so they don't have to, so they don't have to risk not ever doing it.
We've never really done things because they made sense or because they've been easy. We used to rent airplanes when the weather was 200 feet overcast and a quarter-mile visibility. We'd fly to Denny's. To me it seemed like totally normal. Like, why wouldn't you go fly an airplane when it's really bad weather and challenging and scary and go fly to Denny's? We've always been doing crazy stuff. I mean, when I first met Pat, I thought I was the only one there because I had broken into the airport and he was up there working on remote control airplanes. So we've kind of always been about adventures.
Racebar!
I've spent so many hours working on that car, and every little thing takes time. My family's been through a lot. Any regrets I have come from the balance of that, and there's been times when I've neglected them for Racebar. Striking that balance, and sometimes not striking that balance, is definitely a regret. I would say that's like a room for improvement, is to continue to strive to involve the family, you know, and because that's what we're about, you know, so.
Roll it. Here's your cup. That's not beer, by the way, just for the record.
Oh yeah, okay, sure, Rebecca.
That doesn't start until you're 40.
We had lost a lot of time to Racebar because the clutch had went out, so we lost track time. So I was just rearranging the stint times, and I just spent maybe 45 minutes on a computer rearranging all the stint times. And right as I got done doing that, I got a text from Patty. Racebar went kaboom. That's what he said. And my heart just fell. It was a terrible situation. Our morale was destroyed, but night at the track is a great equalizer. You have experienced guys and you've got inexperienced guys, and they're all out there surviving.
It was mesmerizing to be out there on the racetrack.
When you turn, you see nothing. It's like you're about to fly off the edge of the world. The only cooler thing would be if there was like aliens attacking too, or zombies or something. It's just more adventure. Jeff's very particular about maintenance on his car. He doesn't want us drilling holes in it, and he's asleep. So the bumper was hanging loose. We had to fix it, or the thing was gonna fly off. So we got a drill, and we drilled 3 holes in it, and then we used zip ties to stitch on the bumper, and it held the rest of the race. It was a classic Racebar repair.
All my repairs come with a 3-year warranty here at Racebar.
You mean 3-lap warranty?
3-lap warranty.
Yeah.
Alright, I just woke up. I fell asleep at probably 11 o'clock. It's been a pretty exhausting evening. You know, I probably got 3 or 4 hours of sleep. It's 3 a.m. at 3:30. Drivers have been switching and like everything's been going good. So we're gonna walk out there and see what's going on and get a live broadcast here. Out here is the sound of race cars driving around at night at 3 in the morning. It's pretty fucking awesome. Here's Dick Freelane holding down the pits all night. You've been out there all night.
All night long.
All night. Oh, tire change?
Guibo exploded.
Guibo exploded. Are we switching Guibos?
I guess. I don't know. If you guys want to race, you gotta do it. We gotta do it.
Oh, fuck.
Later that night, we ran into a situation where we needed a part for Laser Shark, a Guibo is what it's called, and we didn't have a spare, so we were SOL. So what we did is we stole it off a Racebar, and had we not had a Racebar sitting there, we wouldn't have had Laser Shark to go, and that's just the way the cards played. I'm really proud that Racebar served a purpose, and that purpose was to keep Laser Shark going.
I've been up since 6 o'clock yesterday morning.
16, was that you?
Yeah, I just have to keep the cameras running in the car, so it's hard to do that when you're sleeping. I did try to rest, but yeah, not so easy. Yeah, our third 24-hour race in 2 months.
Or you were sleeping in the chair when I
That doesn't count. So I'm not really sleeping, just closing my eyes.
Seriously, you're gonna win this race. You're gonna spend all this money and all this time and all this pain with your families, and what do you have to show for it? It's empty. It's an emptiness too, because you're just gonna want a faster car or a bigger track. Unless you legitimately are trying to make a profession out of this, then there's no point. It's just a hobby.
Checkered flags out, boys and girls. The Lifeline 24-hour classic is complete. 24 hours at one of the toughest endurance tracks in the United States.
This is by far the worst race we've had yet in terms of like actual racing, but we've never failed. What we did as a team and coming together and for a common purpose of getting one car to the finish line, we did it, and it was a total success. I suppose somebody will see it in a long time when cars have advanced, and we'll see an old 80s BMW and wonder why there's a bar on the back and scratch their heads. And maybe in their own internal way will appreciate what it may have been.
Weather, wind, 3, 2, 0 at 5, visibility 1, 0, clear below 1, 2,000.
Don't say, darling.
I had my first flight, and I remember getting out, and I remember just like touching the front of the plane, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe this plane is just like flying through the air, you know, like it was magical. Pretty cool watching the sun go down. I'd say it's a little bit like drinking beer. Drinking beer by yourself is not that much fun. When you can drink beer while doing something amazing with like awesome people, like it is just it's like that's like the way to do it. If you were to ask me what success is in life, I would say it is in the depth of the relationships that you make. I think that's all that really matters, and everything else is kind of secondary to that. One more time, you ready? Here we go, Peter! Woo!